I am going to hypnotize you to manifest your specific person overnight. So, if you're looking for the most easiest and effortless way to manifest your specific person, then this is the video for you. And we're actually going to do it in two steps. So, the first step is going to be a dehypnotization from previous negative or false beliefs, because we can't move into this state of feeling and believing and manifesting exactly what we want if we are connected to those previous or negative beliefs. And the second step is going to be defining our self definition. So basically, how do you refer to yourself, or more simply put, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your ideas about your reality and you with your specific person? Because law of assumption states all we have to do is assume as if we already have exactly what it is that we desire. So the first step in this dehypnotization is going to be remembering that you are not anything negative. At your core, you are love and you are positivity. So all of this negative thoughts or negative desires, negative beliefs, all of that is an illusion. And from A Course in Miracles, I want you to remember, manifestations are everyone's right, but purification is necessary. And every time I do bring up that quote, I always have everyone remember purification does not mean morally correct. It means aligning with the state we want. But I want you to think of the first portion of that sentence. Manifestations are everyone's right. I want you to just think about it for a moment. So, yes, your specific person, the millions of dollars you want, the house, the car, everything is your right. All you have to do, though, is purify yourself of any other false belief. So every single manifestation that you want is available to you right now. And this thinking against it is actually a part of the hypnosis, because many people in our reality have told us the opposite. But we'll get into that later. But first and foremost, we need to purify ourselves of any negative thought, any negative worry, or any negative belief. Not saying that we never need or have, that we never will think of anything negative. That's not true. We'll have negative thoughts from time to time, but we do want to or need to align with that end state, meaning any thoughts or negative worries or doubts that you have on your specific person, we're going to completely get rid of those just by, again, remembering that manifestations are everyone's right. And I know at first, you're not going to totally believe me. This is part of this hypnotization or hypnosis process, but you're not going to believe that your specific person already wants to be with you. Your specific person is already begging for you to be in their reality. Everything you want is chasing you more than you are chasing it. And the only reason then we're not seeing our specific person show up is that we're actively running away from it, right? That's the only way. If everything you desire is chasing you, then the only reason that we must not be seeing it is that we're running away from it. And this is the hypnotization in the negative. Again, assuming that you can't have what you want or that it's hard, right? Has anyone ever told you manifestation is hard, or even told you that it's impossible to manifest your specific person? I cannot tell you how many people have come to me in comments or coaching sessions saying that. Someone told them that it's impossible to manifest, or wondered also, is it good that I want my specific person? Can I actually desire something I don't want? And the short answer to that, and maybe I'll even go into a long definition because maybe this is a question on your mind. No, you can't desire anything negative or anything bad. Now, the way we go about the manifestation, that can kind of go into a empowering way or a disempowering way. Basically, are you hypnotized to the positive or hypnotized to the negative? But no, you can't desire anything that is not good for you, or you can't desire something that's not meant for you. Everything you want is meant for you. Basically, having the desire is the promise that you are meant to be with that thing in your reality. Again, manifestations are everyone's right. And I know it sounds weird to say you have a right to something, but it just is the truth. And many people as well think about this concept of, okay, so if I'm hypnotizing to manifest love overnight, isn't that messing up people's free will? And again, I want you to remember, your specific person already wants to be with you, but I want you to think of it in a little kind of a different way. Think of when it comes to manifesting anything else besides a specific person. Does it feel like you are messing with free will when you manifest a car, manifest a house, manifest a free cup of coffee, any of that? Does it feel as if you are messing with free will? And on the surface, you are going to say, well, no, right? I'm just manifesting a cup of coffee, right? I'm manifesting a car. That's not hurting anyone. But remember, if we are taking, and I want to kind of go against or challenge these hypnotization thoughts, if you feel manifesting a car is not against free will, but manifesting a specific person is, I want to take the ideas or why we think manifesting a specific person is against free will and place it on the idea of the car. When you manifest a cup of coffee, according to that logic, no one else can have this cup of coffee. You have taken everyone's free will from having this cup of coffee. Or if you manifest a phone, same thing. A car, a house, you are technically taking it from the ability from other people to have it. So just by living or experiencing, you are technically taking people's free will away. And so now how kind of exaggerative do you want to get with this? Because this is hopefully already opening up your mind that you are not messing with anyone's free will by manifesting your specific person. As well as this, I want you to think about if you were manifesting a raise or your dream job. Think about it in that way. In that case, it probably doesn't feel like you're messing with people's free will. But after what I just said, you're probably thinking about it in the way that, okay, yes, we are taking people's free will away from achieving that job. Okay? But think about it this way as well, because I don't even have to use that logic for this. Again, hopefully this is unraveling your hypnosis. As well as this, when you think about manifesting a job or a raise at work, you always think about it in the way of you becoming the individual that deserves it, right? First and foremost, that is the feeling. You are getting into the state, you are assuming as if, and you are creating that outcome. But there's something, kind of a white elephant in the room. There is no thought that you actually have to convince your manager or your boss to change or give you that job or to give you that raise. So in that way, why are we then assuming we have to challenge people's free will with manifesting a specific person, but then not when manifesting a job? It's because when we're manifesting a job, for whatever reason, however we were taught, or the way that law of assumption goes, because I think people assume manifesting a specific person is hard, so this hypnosis goes out to everyone. But technically, when you are manifesting that job, you're focusing on what you need to focus on, and that is you becoming the individual that is already in the end state, right? You are matching your resume to the job, and thus creating and bringing that job to you. In the way that when you are this perfect fit for the job, your boss wants to give you that raise. Your boss wants to give you that job, right? They want you to own the company if you are the best person for it. And this all happens within our internal state. So think about that when it comes to manifesting your specific person. If you are then creating the perfect resume to be the perfect fit for their partner, they will literally throw themselves at you and your reality will change overnight. The way I like to always think about it is to imagine yourself as the version of yourself that's irresistible to your specific person. Would this individual not overcome distances, overcome circumstances, overcome absolutely everything to be with you? And the answer is that they absolutely would. And so this is hopefully pulling ourselves away from this idea that we can't have our specific person or that it's hard. But we're going to get into the next portion that kind of talks about if you are fully kind of hypnotized to an idea. And I think already we're getting into this mindset that we might be assuming we can't have something that truly is your right. Which already we're probably thinking that we are hypnotized when it comes to manifesting our specific person, because we don't think about manifesting our specific person. We think it's challenging free will, but somehow manifesting a car or manifest anything else is not. But hopefully, through this whole example and through this whole idea, we're understanding that every single manifestation is the same. But now I want us to dive into more of this mindset of, are we hypnotized? So you and your reality may have accidentally hypnotized you to the negative. And again, this includes everyone around you, your friends and family. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever accepted an idea from yourself, from your friends, from your families, or from your teachers that you did not want? Now, I want you to take a moment and really think about it. Did you watch a video of a teacher that told you something that didn't make sense? Did your friends tell you you can't have exactly what you want? Did your family tell you that your specific person is no good? Did someone else tell you to just give up? Maybe you're just not meant for your specific person. All of these ideas, thoughts, and all of these are ways in which you or your reality are beginning to hypnotize you. Because I want you to think about, have you ever thought it was hard to manifest? That's a very strong hypnotization or hypnosis that I feel like affects a lot of people. Or do you believe your specific person does not want you? Another hypnosis. Or do you believe there are circumstances in between you and your specific person? Now, this is the big one that we want to focus on, because you are, in essence, if you believe any of those or even think, and don't worry, because you can totally come out of these, but you are more or less hypnotized in a lack. Because Neville Goddard would discuss the distance between you and your manifestation is so close as to even say is near, is to say is too far away, meaning that you are already that which you want to be. It's almost like hypnosis is entirely an illusion, which makes sense. But so then this idea that you could ever not manifest, it's hard, your specific person doesn't want you, or literally any circumstance is an illusion. Kind of going back to what I mentioned in the first section, that manifestation is everyone's right. So you, in this moment, already have the ability to choose something different, to choose something new. So if you think that distance or third parties or any circumstances in the way of you and manifesting your specific person, I would like to ask you, what if it wasn't? What if it was actually working out in your favor? What if this was the best thing that could ever happen to you? And this is going to start the process of pulling ourselves out of a negative hypnosis and understanding the reality of the situation. Because everything that is happening is working out for you. Everything happening is aligning you with that end state. Everything happening is bringing your specific person to you. Whether you can see it or not, your subconscious works above and beyond your logical mind. You can try as hard as you want, and I'll actually give you a way to think or assume and see the positive outcomes that are happening with you in your manifestation, but you need to be open and pull yourself out of this hypnotization of lack, because the more we focus on lack, the more we focus or see that our specific person isn't coming to us or is long distance or doesn't want to be with us or third parties, all of that is a hypnosis of lack. Because if you just ask yourself in any of these situations, what's great about this? And I love this question because it begins to produce or align our logical mind with the positive that is actually happening. Because I have not had anyone manifest their specific person as an ex, not say, I am so happy that we broke up in the first place. So think about that for a moment. Think of the hypnosis that we're coming out of to even say that, right? They're so happy that they broke up in the first place because they wouldn't have been able to manifest or create this relationship that is 1,000 times better than they would have ever experienced in the past. And so this, and I know it sounds strange at first, but this is going to be your reality. If you are having a really negative past with your specific person and you imagine that you want to bring that back, you want to go right back into it, your mind is in a hypnosis of lack because you don't have to accept or only get that previous relationship. This actually has a lot to do, again, with our idea of abundance, but also has a lot to do with our self-concept. If you think you deserve that negative past or that's the best you can get, that's not true, right? You can manifest, again, including the same exact person, a better relationship. Because if you have the desire for that relationship, then the most abundant and positive things can spring from it. So I seriously want you to go back into that question. What is great about this? Why is distance actually working out for you? And really quickly, you could just have the thought that this distance is actually creating a positive ripple or effect through attraction. Maybe we assume that we need to have some break or distance to create attraction. But now that you know that you can just create attraction instantaneously, you don't need the distance. Coming out of this hypnosis of lack is actually going to cause all of your time, all of your circumstances, everything to collapse into an instantaneous transaction where you manifest exactly what you want. Because I actually wasn't going to include this in this video, but A Course in Miracles talks about time as only being there as a learning mechanism, meaning that we only experience time to learn something. So if you feel, an example would be, if you're feeling very jealous of your specific person, do you think, or third parties or whatever, if you think that you will not be jealous in your end state, or if you don't want to be jealous in your end state, then it means right here and right now, we must come out of that shell or exterior that is limiting us, and that is the jealousy. Once you push out of that shell and move into this abundant thinking that you don't have to be jealous, there's no one that can come in between you and your manifestation, you are the best, you are the greatest, your specific person loves you. When you truly believe that and you shed this idea of jealousy, you're going to find yourself aligning with your end state 100 times more or 1,000,000 times more. And this will cause your reality to shift instantaneously. So honestly though, again, if there's something you feel you're experiencing now that you will not have in your end state, shed it out, let it go. You don't need it anymore. Because honestly, what is the worry? All of these worries are taking place within. And the funny thing is the only reason that we actually create or experience it is because we are feeling it and we're putting our attention and mind in alignment with it. So we're basically thinking jealousy, we're thinking or focusing constantly on third parties, and that's what's causing it. Or we are in this hypnosis of giving third parties a negative thought or mindset, basically thinking third parties are working against you, but they are truly not. Third parties are helping you out, which I know sounds strange, but that's the concept of what is great about this. And I'm going to have a whole video talking about third parties. But don't be hypnotized into lack. You do not have to experience time. You don't have to feel jealousy. Jealousy is totally within from the state. Everything we mentioned can be shed right here and right now. You can take on the belief that your specific person wants to be with you, loves you, desires you, craves you. That can be something you can just experience and get into the state of right now. It does not take time. And that is how, again, we're having this hypnosis to then shed or manifest overnight. This is what I want you to keep your mind on. And so I want to give you an example of this happening that has actually nothing to do with a specific person, but I think it's going to give you a lot of insight and maybe even sound or feel very close to home. So imagine a child. So imagine any kid being told the assumption that they are just bad at math. So let's say they experienced or didn't do a math problem very correctly, and they were told, you are bad at math. Now, this is going to be the first step in them being convinced of or hypnotized to something negative. And how is this going to affect them, though? Imagine. And we have been hypnotized in the past of certain beliefs, certain ideas that literally make no sense. And if you challenge them within your mind, are going to find that they hold no grounds and you can shed them immediately. But I just want you to think about what would happen to this individual. And then I want you to think, or you could even think about other things that people told you that created this negative hypnosis. But then I want you to remember another Course in Miracles quote. Manifestations are habits and should be involuntary, meaning some child being told they are bad at math, they are going to now naturally and habitually get into that state, meaning every time they encounter math, a certain belief, idea, and thought's going to come to their mind. Every time they encounter math, the same beliefs come to mind. Over time, imagination is going to follow habit. So what they are habitually doing is they're reiterating this hypnosis through these thoughts and beliefs. And we are doing the same thing right now with our own thoughts and beliefs towards our specific person. So we are basically the only reason that these hypnotic tendencies that we can't do it or we are unable to do it is literally running through our mind because we have become habitualized. Because think of the child that was told, you're bad at math, and they grow up to be bad at math, right? You would say, is that something, do you feel like they could have come out of that or they can learn out of that? We'd be like, yes, absolutely. But were they able to because they got into the habit? No, but at any point in time, they can change that. They can go from bad at math this moment to amazing at math the next moment just by a change in assumption. And for this example, there's actually like a story about it. But in this example, all this kid has to do is one, find or see a math problem that they can do, and instantly they're going to realize I'm actually not bad at math at all. People just kept telling me this. Like, have you ever kind of been told something, especially about your specific person, that you were like, is this actually impossible to do? Or can I actually not manifest my specific person? That is you questioning your own beliefs based on the hypnosis that is happening outside of you. But remember, when you think and take that in and believe it, you are always the choice to believe something. You can't be hypnotized without you supporting it, because basically any hypnosis from the outside is basically kept alive by a hypnosis within, because we habitually do those things over and over again. So they are going to be automatically guided, ourselves are going to be automatically guided to that direction, whether or not you chose it, because once you're set in motion, you have to consciously choose to stop it. And so think about this, another quote for you: manifestations arise from conviction. Without conviction, they deteriorate. I know it sounds strange to think we have conviction right now for the negative or for any circumstance, but it is true. And once we lose this conviction, everything is going to cease. And it really is all about getting or understanding that this is occurring. That's going to be your main focus and the best way to change everything. Once you know that it's only being kept alive by our own thoughts, by our own beliefs, by our own momentum, you are in control of stopping it. So dehypnotize yourself right now. Again, ask any circumstance, what's great about this, and answer it. Take time to physically, literally answer it. And you're going to find a huge shift in everything that is occurring, because you may not have been fully or formally hypnotized. You don't have to go to a hypnotist in order to think or believe this. Literally, a child being told you're bad at math causes that. You being told you can't do this, another way of a hypnosis happening. And I'll tell you, I've seen those videos on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube that say you can't manifest. And I've seen people's therapists told them, you can't do this, you can't do that. who is saying you can't? It's literally only their own limiting beliefs that are being spewed out. So stop taking in other people's ideas, other people's assumptions, and choose your own. Because the person who is in the perfect relationship will tell you that you can have the perfect relationship. The person who worries or fears or took in other hypnotic ideas from their environment, those are the people that are going to tell you you can't manifest. That is just a basic fact. So it's kind of like, are you going to take the advice from the person becoming a millionaire or who is a millionaire if you want money, or the person who never has enough money and is broke? Who are you going to listen to? Most of us take advice from the broke individuals, which is okay. Never judge or never hate on anyone, but that's just the fact of nature. The people who think they cannot do something, we sometimes or accidentally find ourselves listening to that individual. But remember, a quick way out of that sort of hypnosis is to remember, if they do not have the reality, the relationship that you want, then completely disregard everything they are saying. Because if you listen to them, it starts what's called a mirroring technique, where if you do everything they do, you receive everything they have. And so by going into this mirroring technique and doing and listening to their relationship advice, their manifestation advice, all of that, you are just going to recreate them and their relationships. And so dehypnotize yourself of that. You don't have to listen to anything else in your reality. Think about the kid who's bad at math, right? They are the only ones that are recreating it, reinstilling it within their mind and causing it to happen over and over and over again. Break the habit. You literally can choose right now. This is the whole point and why the title is to manifest love overnight, because you can manifest right here and right now. All of this is made up. You're a specific person just by changing your thoughts. And again, you don't have to believe me. I'll give you an example of this right now. But if you allow me to hypnotize you right now in the positive that you can receive the love you want overnight, you are going to see a massive change in everything that is occurring around you. So we actually create something called a self-definition. And this is that basis of why we feel as if we can't do something we're hypnotized not to do, and why thinking or feeling something negative when we're in a negative state is so easy. So the self-definition is something you feel as if you need to prove to yourself to be true. So think about the kid, again, that is bad at math. If they feel as if they must be bad at math, that is a self-definition of how they describe themselves, how they think, what they assume, then making poor grades or whatever other hypnosis you're under actually becomes a moral issue, meaning that it would be wrong for this kid, or it would feel wrong for this kid who is bad at math to make good grades. It would go against their self-image and that self-definition. And the reason it becomes this moral issue is because I want you to think about it in this way. Them making good grades, being told or telling themselves they're bad at math, would be the same exact feeling of you stealing something if you said you are morally an honest person. Those two feelings would be the same exact thing. And that is why your self-definitions become your reality and everything begins to align with it. So then I know this is why it feels so difficult or hard to move out of it. But now you know it, you can manifest love overnight. This is the whole point of this hypnosis, taking you from that previous state into the new. You don't have to feel as if it's morally wrong to manifest your specific person tomorrow. And I think also this self-definition aligns with how we kind of feel other people would look at us. If someone told you you can't do it, we kind of want, and there's someone we care about, we kind of want to fulfill that idea. We want to fulfill that self-definition. But right now, you are going to take your self-definitions back. You are picking who you are. It doesn't matter what was told to you. It doesn't matter what you were hypnotized to do, or that you were told you can't do this, or that there's any circumstance, or listen to this internal body image. What is your self-definitions telling you at this moment? What is it that you feel you can't do? What is it you feel that is impossible? That's going to tell you exactly what those self-definitions are. And so now, a couple more things, and then we're going to complete this process of hypnotizing ourselves to manifest love overnight. I'm going to ask you a series of questions that I want you to answer that are going to get your mind going and start aligning with the positive self-definition. And then I'll give you a last little boost, a success story that's going to show you this can all happen overnight, right here and right now. The only limit is our self-definitions. Start defining yourself as someone who's positive, who's someone's lucky, someone who is always getting what they want, someone who manifests instantaneously, someone who's always chaste. These are your self-definitions now. Pick and choose them, and you will find that it then becomes morally wrong for you not to be pursued, for you not to be chased, for you not to get what you want. Imagine that. Imagine your entire body making sure that you manifest constantly overnight because you have self-defined it. But I'll give you these questions to hypnotize yourself out of the negative and into the positive. So I want you to ask yourself, why would manifesting your specific person be bad? Who said it was bad? What's stopping you from being with your specific person right now? Who told you that? Who told you that they didn't want to be with you? Who said that they can't come overnight? Who said that it's impossible? Is receiving what you want really that bad? Is manifesting your specific person tomorrow really the end of the world? Is it really this moral issue that we are calling it? Why would you be here if it wasn't to receive exactly what you desire? What's the point of being here if you are not meant to have everything you desire? What's the point of the feeling of desire if you can't fully get it? So these questions are meant to double check all of these beliefs that we are having within. And you'll realize then by thinking this, by assuming this, by questioning it, you are going to see a complete change in your mindset. That last one really gets me too. What would be the point of being here if we weren't meant to get what we want? Literally, what's the point of the desire? It makes no sense. There would be no reason to desire something that you can't have. But this is going to change your mind and restore your mind to its fullness, because that's what manifestations do. They complete and fulfill your self-definitions, right? Again, in the positive or the negative, whatever you are defining yourself as being, you are going to create around you. And now I just want to give you a super simple manifestation that is absolutely going to be the cherry on top to this hypnosis, and realize you are seeing this success story. So it's going to be the same success story you are sending me tomorrow or within the next week, okay? So this person wrote, I started following you and your recommendations. He contacted me yesterday and we went out on a date. It all happened in less than 24 hours. If this person can manifest, literally not even, this video didn't even exist for them at the time, but everything that they did, they thought, they learned, compiled into this singular video. If they can do it with little snippets of another video and other kind of techniques or asking me questions, then you can do it as well. You could actually do it even faster. 24 hours technically is another hypnosis that is on you that, again, if you're okay with manifesting in 24 hours, then you don't have to fight against it, but you could manifest even quicker if you wanted. It's all about your own mindset, those self-definitions, and the understanding that everything around you is either hypnotizing you in the positive or hypnotizing you in the negative, and it is totally up to your choice in what to choose. I'm so excited to hear your success story. You watch to the end of the video, so you are someone who is totally hypnotized and can manifest in 24 hours. I know this for a fact. If you did have any questions on this idea or anything that we talked about, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. Remember, you can also reach out to me on my website at kyleaugustcoaching.com if you wanted to be further hypnotized or manifest even faster. Remember as well, I'm always manifesting and hypnotizing all of my members to be the best manifestors they possibly can and create those positive self-definitions automatically, easy and effortless. So if you want me to manifest for you, click the link in the description. We also meet every single Sunday live. So that's literally all you have to do to manifest in the quickest way possible. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope you liked the longer video today. I actually really enjoy making longer videos. I think they're actually easier and more fun than making the shorter videos. So again, thank you so much for stopping by today. Let me know if you want another long one tomorrow, and I can't wait to see you in that next video.